Florida Police Cadet Kelly Rothell is missing and presumed dead. Pinellas County Sheriff's detectives say her boyfriend, former corrections officer David Perry, is their prime suspect.
Describe him.
Manipulative, controlling, jealous, OCD-type behavior.
Investigators feel strongly about two things.
We know that Kelly was murdered. We know that David Perry killed Kelly Rothell.
But why? What was his motive?
This is going to be the contents from the duffel bag.
Okay.
Investigators say they have a few theories, but Kelly ending their relationship is the most probable one.
Do you think once she started discussing the end of this, that he just lost it and snapped and that was it?
That's probably the best theory.
For his part, David Perry hired an attorney and has refused to answer any questions from law enforcement.
He's the person that's not being cooperative in this.
Deeply frustrated, detectives haven't had enough to charge him. So David was back in his hometown, Elmira, New York, and seemed to be starting over.
He totally just restarted his life and went on like there was no Kelly. It's very odd.
What he didn't know was in 2 short months, his luck would change.
David Perry, tell me how you came to know this individual.
We were contacted by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office in Florida regarding a tip that they received.
The New York State Police received a tip and were now looking at David Perry stemming from his days as a prison guard at Elmira Correctional Facility in something called a red dot.
A red dot is physical force by guards involving an inmate. That's what the guards called it.
And sometimes guards get hurt during those altercations. District Attorney Baker says David Perry had planned to use a red dot incident to fake an injury and make some money.
He knew what he had to do to go out on retirement. He knew what his benefits were going to be. He said, the next one that happens, I'm out of here.
Then the next one happened.
There's an incident in the cell. David Perry is there, but he is not very involved, and he is certainly not injured.
But he still filed false workers' comp and retirement benefits claims as if he were.
So what happens after that?
He's making close to $500,000, and he was enjoying life, and apparently spending some time down in Florida as well, and doing things like windsurfing, lifting weights, things disabled people can't do.
As part of their investigation, New York State Police naturally wanted to interview David Perry.
He was resistant. He didn't want to talk to him, was very, very nervous when they dealt with him.
And Baker says what Perry did next was suspicious.
He hopped in his car and left our area for a week. Clearly, it's suspicious. Kelly's body disappeared. That vehicle was in Florida where Kelly was, where he was. The vehicle was here. The state police wanted to look at it. He knew that. Drives away for a week, comes back, and it's been cleaned. And cleaned with bleach. For somebody who works in corrections, who's worried about bloodborne pathogens and is trained in DNA, that's the kind of thing that raises some red flags.
David Perry was eventually arrested, not for Kelly's murder, but for grand larceny and insurance fraud. He was found guilty and sentenced to 4 to 12 years. But that wasn't the end of it. Almost a year later, he was charged again for grand larceny. This time for the retirement benefits he fraudulently collected.
During the search of his residence, we located $120,000 in U.S. currency hidden in some underneath a dresser.
And that's still not all. While in jail on the larceny charge, David got into a fight with another inmate.
Someone didn't show him enough respect and he beat him up. He was convicted of assault and did 6 months in jail during this whole thing. He is arrogant, he is violent and quick to anger. That's the David Perry we have seen.
Perry eventually pleaded guilty to the grand larceny charge and spent less than 2 years for all of his sentences in prison. He's now out on parole.
He is living like an innocent free man.
David Perry has never been arrested or charged in the disappearance or murder of Kelly Rothell. We reached out to Thomas Riley, David Perry's attorney, for a statement, and he said, "I just wanted to let you know that I will not be giving an interview or commenting on behalf of David Perry, nor will he."
The only person that committed this crime is David Perry.
He knows you think that.
Yes, he does.
Sadly, Kelly Rothell would have graduated from the police academy 4 weeks after she went missing. At the ceremony, instructors and fellow cadets fondly remembered her.
And we honored the family. We also left a seat vacant, which would have been Kelly's seat. It was a candlelight vigil after graduation.
for the last several years, Kelly's friends and family have had to deal with their devastating loss while waiting for justice.
What would you say to Kelly if you could?
I miss her, and I love her, and
I would tell her I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened.
There's a hole in our family now, and no one chose this. It is devastating.
When you close your eyes and think about Kelly, what do you miss the most?
Probably our chats, her giggles, her enthusiasm for life.
Friends, family, and detectives vow to never give up until David Perry is behind bars for the murder of Kelly Rothell.
You think you'll solve this case?
I do. We're not done. This is not over.